We are out at Harbor Freight. It is the day after Black Friday, and what I wanted to do was check out some of their recovery gear and find out, is this stuff worth it or is it junk? Now, in my personal opinion, I've been seeing it all over the place. You've seen the Badland Apex winches, you've seen their recovery gear, and I think that they are really promoting it very well. I've actually installed a Badland Apex winch on a family member's Jeep, and that was a good looking winch, and it actually had a lot more things than the Warn Xeon did, and it was about a third of the price. But we're gonna grab a couple things, come out to the Jeep, talk about them, and show you why I purchased them. Was a little bit more expensive of a trip than I was anticipating. We ended up spending $192 for everything that we got in the cart today. Honestly, I think that's a lot. That's a good bang for the buck. And if I'm being honest, the real main reason I went in was to pick up a pair of these synthetic soft shackles that they have. They're 36 bucks each, but apparently everyone else had the same idea because they were completely sold out. They sold out actually a whole box full in the rear, so they had none left in the building. She said there's another truck coming in a few days and they'll have more, so I'm gonna come back and pick up a pair of those. I think the soft shackles are one of the best deals that Harbor Freight has, especially to keep it safe, because even if those do break, which I highly doubt they will, they don't hold as much tension or as much force as a steel or a regular shackle does. So I'm gonna pick up 2 of those. What I ended up doing today was picking up all this and then kind of just making like a new recovery kit for my Jeep. So let's go over what I have in here and why I think this was a good value. The first one I wanted to go over is this Bauer bag. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about this just because it's just a good size bag, but it should fit that. Yeah, so that'll fit actually in the bottom there. And what I was actually impressed with, when you open this thing up, it's a decent size. It's a 24, this is their 24-inch tool bag. And I think on the sides here, I can easily fit some D-rings. See that? Like 1, 2, 3 big slots. And then over here, there's some smaller slots, which I figure I could put kind of some smaller knickknacks in there, but the recovery rope at the bottom, and then everything else in here to make sure if I need recovery, I can grab one bag and go through it. That way I'm not rooting through the entire back of my Jeep. That was like 27 bucks. That's a bag, so I don't know really what to compare that to, but I still think it was a good deal for that size rope. Next thing I picked up, this one's on sale, so the Badland winch dampener. It doesn't really get too much more complicated than this. This is basically just an easy way for you to fill it up with some rocks from the trail, put it on your winch line, and then if it snaps, it's gonna reduce all of that snapping force. So let's see what it says here. Reflective strips for nighttime visibility, so if you're wheeling at night, and then this is all Velcro around the border, but inside the rocks will sit and then it'll go over. This is on sale for 13 bucks. That's a cheap product there, but it feels very beefy. Ryan, you even picked this up, like it's thick. It's like Thickless Cage.
Hello, beautiful.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's nice. Check this out, guys. That's a good size. And it's like heavy. Ryan, feel that with your one hand while you hold the camera and film me. It's like, what do you think, like 5-6 pounds? But then, so what this does is it'll open up. Look at that, instructions inside. And then in here, you can put something heavier. So if you have shackles or even rocks that you find on the trail, you can put them in there. This I'm actually really glad I bought. This is very beefy. 13 bucks. Reflective strips built in, and that'll fold up nicely and tuck right into that bag. So I kind of like that. I actually really like that. It was a good buy. This is what led me down the rabbit hole of starting a whole new recovery gear bag, was picking that up, because I figure once we get the bumpers, which they're on order because it was Black Friday and I got a good deal on some bumpers, then we're gonna really be able to use all this. Oh, I got this. Let's tuck this one out of the bottom. Foldable recovery shovel. This one you can't get too complicated. It does have a plastic handle, and then it's a tightening. So if you guys, any of you are in the military, you know the style that folds like this. My dad still has the original wooden one, so it has the wooden handle. Just the head of it flips down, and then you get like an OD green bag for it. I love those, and you can get them at surplus stores. But 2-position folding head. It came with a bag in here, so this is gonna go in the recovery. There's a F-150 trying to prove his dominance. It was like a 2009. So anyways, this is gonna go in that recovery bag. It does come with a storage bag too, but I thought this for 14 bucks. This is a good deal. Same ones on Amazon were about 20, so if you guys don't have a Harbor Freight, I'll tag those below. I also wanted to mention in the middle of this video, we are not sponsored by Harbor Freight, but if you are looking to sponsor us, Harbor Freight, please reach out because we run a decent amount of your tools back in the toolbox. Let's go, what do we have next? 18,000 pound working load capacity, the Badland Apex. So you can see it's a lot more of a wider opening, and I think what this is gonna do, it'll work well hell with my bubba rope if I have to get this through there. So the bubba rope that I have is a lot thicker, and I think that'll easily be able to fit in there. So this has an 18,000 pound working capacity. It's a 7/8 thread, and I might just put it back into my Factor 55 and just have that ready to go for the winter. This was 20 bucks, and I've seen D-rings of this style from name brands 40, 50, 60 bucks. So I think this was about half price compared to what we're used to. So this one here, we replaced an older one with. This is the forged snatch block by Badland Apex. This thing is heavy. The lady at the counter couldn't believe how heavy it was. So it's industrial grade bimetal bearing inside there. You can change the pulling direction without any damage. This is intended for synthetic rope. So you can see in there, it almost looks like a brass color inside there. And it doesn't, yeah, all that it looks really clean. Looks like this is going to work very well. And it is 24,000 pound rated load, as well as soft shackle compatible. I needed a new one, and what this is going to do is essentially double the power of my winch by running it through here. So if you guys are familiar with pulleys, when you run one of these onto a tree or onto something that you're recovering from, it's going to essentially double the power of your winch because you're pulling on one side and then it's pulling the vehicle towards the snatch block from the other. So this was like 55 bucks. And what I would say, 55 bucks, that seems like a lot, but some snatch blocks that I've seen go up to about 120, 150. So I think this will be a good deal, and it looks very, very stout from everything that I'm seeing. I can't wait to put all this to the test and really see how it does. The last thing I picked up was the Badland Apex. This is the aluminum winch shackle mount. So I've seen these. These were originally designed by Factor 55. Smittybilt made their own, and then Badland decided to create their own as well. Now what these are these are a shackle that replaces the winch hook on the front. So you're gonna run your eye of your winch line right through there. It's gonna have a little snap ring plier and then go through. And this one is rated up to 16,000 pounds, compatible with 3/8 inch wire and synthetic, so it's metal or synthetic. And then it's gonna just give you a good strong point. It'll work with 3/4 or 7/8 shackles. I like the look of this. Also, I really like the cost. This was $44 compared to Factor 55. The Pro Link I think is right at 130, 140. And at the end of the day, I'll be honest with you, I've used these a few times, but these just look good as like winch jewelry. So I'll be honest with you, they look really good. Plus they do make an easier point for you to go off of and not have a hook that could potentially unclasp and drop off of whatever you're hooking up to. But for 44 bucks, we'll give it a shot. We'll see how it works. I do like the look of it, and I think once the bumpers come in, this will look good with the winch. Every time I walk into Harbor Freight, I end up spending too much money than or let's say more money than I was anticipating to. They've got a lot of good deals in there, and a lot of it is really good equipment. And honestly, I'm just happy with the price. And you know, besides like certain name brand things, I can get away with some of this stuff because it does feel like a really good quality. And also I know that I'm saving a good amount. So if something does have a failure with it, the next thing I wanted to mention is we are very close to 10,000 subscribers. This has been an absolutely awesome adventure for Ryan and I. It's sometimes hard to believe that we've only been posting on Dirt Road Cred for 4 months now, or just about 4 months, and we're already about to pass the 10,000 subscriber mark. And I wanted to say a sincere thank you to each and every one of you that have viewed this channel, checked it out, followed us on Instagram. Whatever you're doing to help support us, we appreciate you, and we are so glad to be just about at 10K in under 4 months. It's been an incredible ride, and we're about 1% there. I was thinking about this in my head. We're 1% of the where I want to be. I want to be at 1 million subscribers one day. So that's the plan. We did it in 4 months, so you know, you add that up, a couple years, I think we'll be there. We've got a ton of cool content coming for you guys. I know over the past few months, there's been some more talking head videos, some things of just me kind of sitting at the desk and talking about some news, but it takes time to get all these parts, and it also takes time to build a relationship with a lot of the manufacturers and vendors. Obviously, I've got that relationship made, but getting all the parts and getting everything coordinated does take a little bit of time. And then the other thing is, if my wife's watching this video, I only spent like 500 bucks on Black Friday parts. If my wife's not watching this video, I actually spent like $3,000 on Black Friday parts. So we've got a ton of stuff coming, and I cannot wait to get it installed. We are trying to get this Jeep show ready for next year. So I'm talking wheels, beadlocks, lights, winches, bumpers, the whole works. We're getting this thing ready. We're already booking our shows next year on Airbnb. I was just on there making a couple deposits, and then we were actually talking, we're going to be planning on doing some exclusive Dirt Road Cred after parties and things like that with some of our vendors. So super excited for next year, and also very grateful for you guys. I hope you're having a great holiday season, and until next time, my name is Matt with Dirt Road Cred. Get out there and earn yours.